Okay, today we're dividing polynomials. We're going to have, it's going to start out pretty simple, but the last step you're going to have to pay very close attention to what you're doing, okay? First step is real easy, like if you have something that looks like 54x to the 11 over 3x. Okay? To divide that, you just divide the numbers and then divide the letter part. 54 divided by 3 is how much? 18. 18? And then 11 minus 1. Remember, if this is on top and then somebody will go this minus this. Or just think about it as canceling one of these and one of those gives you 10. Okay? So if you have a problem like 16x to the, make that a 7, over negative 2x to the 5. What's the number part going to be? Negative 8. 16 divided by negative 2 is negative 8. And the x part? Right. 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, let's do one where it's got more than one term on top. Let's say you have 8x cubed minus 16x squared minus 24 divided by 8. Okay, what you're going to do here, you're going to divide 8 into each one of these. Okay? 8x cubed divided by 8 is what? X cubed. And then there's a minus, I put minus. 16 divided by 8? 2x squared minus 3. Okay, everybody see what's happening there? See how this part's pretty simple, it's not too hard. Okay, let's do it with an x on the bottom. Let's do 15x cubed plus 20x squared minus 25x plus 75. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to divide by an x. So let's take this part off. Okay, divided by 5x. Okay, divide 5x into each one of these. Okay, you're going to do 5x into 15x cubed is what?
3x squared.
3, and then x squared. Plus 4x minus 5. See, this part's 5, the x is canceled. Okay. You could.
How come that 3x? You have 3x squared.
15 divided by 5 is 3.
Right. That's
And then 3 minus 1 is 2.
Oh, I see.
If you want to, you could divide it like a division. Do 15x cubed plus 20x squared minus 25x divided by 5x. 5x into this. You put the 3 there, and then see you need 2 more x's to get x cubed. You could do it like that if you like to. You put plus 5 into 20 is 4. You need another x. And then minus 5 times 5 is 25. You could do it like that. Or you could just do it by, you could put it under each one too if you need to. If you need to put it under each one of these to see it better, put it under each one of the terms so that you see where each term will come from. Okay, now, let me review the way we normally do long division before we start doing the next division stuff. If we have like 113983, and if we're dividing that by 3, okay? It takes a little while to do it. You've got to keep coming down. What do you put? You don't put anything above this, right? Right here you would put what? 3. You would multiply these numbers, right? And put it right there. Here you would put what? 2. Okay, the reason you put 2 is because you're subtracting, but it doesn't show the subtraction, does it? You don't write minus here, do you? We need to write this when we're doing our subtraction on our next step. We need to write what's happening here. Okay, then you bring the next one down, right? 3 into 23 is 5. 7. 7 times 3, 21. You don't always show the subtraction, you just do it. Okay, we got to remember to do that every time. Okay, when we get all the way to the end, I shouldn't have made it so long. Let's make this 9, 4 came out exact. We brought the 3 down. Oh, I want it to have a remainder. I'm going to make it even longer, okay? 3 is 1. Okay? Bring the 1 down. 3 won't go into 1. So put a 0 there, right? Okay, what did we do with the remainder when we did long division? We put the remainder over this, didn't we? Okay, so we had 1/3 at the end. Okay, now we got to remember all this stuff that we did on this long division to do it with letters. Okay, I'll put it back up there every once in a while if we need to. Okay, let's do x squared plus 8x minus 16. We're going to divide that by x plus 4. Okay, we're not just dividing by one thing now. Okay, remember when we did this a while ago, we said 3 times what will get close to 11? That's what we put there. Look at the first thing here. X times what is x squared? X. Okay, you have to multiply it by both of the terms though. Okay, x times x, x squared. X times positive 4, positive 4x, right? Okay, this is why you have to show your subtraction. Because this you already see it's going to cancel, right? You know you're subtracting this, it's going to be 0. You don't know you're subtracting this if you don't put it on there. We need to put minus, and then when we're subtracting something in parentheses, don't we change it to addition? And change the sign of both the things in the parentheses. Okay? This way we can just look at this and say that cancels when we add it, that cancels. 8 plus a negative 4 is a positive 4. Bring the next thing down. Okay, to get 4x, we have an x here. What do we need to multiply by? Positive 4, right? Put plus 4. 4 times x, 4x. 4 times 4, 16. That's plus 16, right? That doesn't, it looks like it might cancel, but it's not going to. It has to be exactly like this for it to totally cancel out. This is going to have a remainder. Put your subtraction there. Change it to adding the opposite and the opposite. Now when we add these, that cancels. When we add these, negative 32. Okay, remember what we did with the remainder? We put this over this. Remember how we put, let me shrink it down just a little bit. Now we put 1 over 3 to be 1/3. You're going to put this over this. Since there's a minus, put minus 32 over x plus 4. You may see it as plus a negative 32 over that, but you don't have to have a plus. You can just put the minus 32 over x plus 4. We should do a few of these, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the first part, easy to divide. This part is a little bit confusing. Okay. Actually, in the book, it says plus the negative, so let's go ahead and do that so it'll match what the book says, plus the negative. Different books have it different ways, but this book actually shows plus the negative. So we'll follow the way the book is. X squared plus 4x minus 14 is divided by x plus 6. Okay, looking at the first one, what are we going to put? X into x squared. We need an x, right? X times x, x squared. X times 6 plus 6x. Okay, don't try to do it without the minus or you're going to look at this and think it's 10, okay? Put the minus on there, change it to adding, opposite, opposite. X squares cancel, 4 minus 6, negative 2x. Bring the minus 14 down. So what do we need up here? We have x and a negative 2x. Negative 2, minus 2. Minus 2 times x, and then minus 2 or negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Don't forget to do the subtract. Change it to adding, opposite, opposite. Okay? X is canceled, negative 14 plus 12, negative 2. So this would be adding negative 2 over x plus 6.
So when you put, like, we have x minus 2 plus negative 2 over x plus 6, whenever it's, when it's negative down here, you put it negative up there?
Yeah, this negative,
No, for the second negative 2, or the first one, sorry.
this one right here,
Yeah.
yes.
So you keep, okay, I thought you switched it for some reason.
Yeah. See, this one that we did first had a positive 4, and we put plus 4.
Okay.
So we did positive 4 times x is 4x. We tried to get 4x.
I
So
thought
if
you had
it's,
to switch it for some reason.
no. You want it to where this comes out exactly what this is. So let's do another one that has a little bit missing out of it. Let's do x to the 4th plus 1 divided by x plus 1. This one right here, you're going to probably, I hope you're doing this in pencil because you're going to need to erase this and put it farther. Okay, you'll see why in a minute. Okay, when we try to get this term right here, what are we going to multiply? X to the 3rd power. X to the 3rd times x is x to the 4th. Times 1 is 1x cubed, right? This is not the same as that, is it? So let's put an x cubed, let's put that there's 0 x cubes here. And then we're probably going to need how many x squares there are and how many x's there are. And then we'll put the plus 1 over here. Because every time you multiply, you're going to end up with that term and one less. Okay? So we have x cubed times 1 is 1x cubed. Let's subtract that. Add the opposite. So 0 minus 1 is negative 1x cubed. Then we have 0x squares that we're going to bring down. Okay, how are we going to get this term? We only have an x here, so we need to multiply the negative 1 and 2 more x's, right? So we need negative 1 x squared to get this, right? Okay, so negative 1 x squared times x is negative 1 x cubed. Okay, negative 1 x squared times 1 is negative 1 x squared. So we did need that term, see? Okay, in parentheses, because we're subtracting, we're going to add opposite. This cancels. 0 plus 1, 1x squared. Okay, so what do we need to multiply? Just 1x, or just x. Okay, we could just say, we could take the 1 off of here if we want. We could say x, or we could say 1x, either way, okay? We don't have to have the 1 there. X times x, x squared. X times 1 is x, right? Or 1x. You could say 1x, or we forgot to bring this down, didn't we? We need to bring our plus 0x down. Okay, we're subtracting. That's adding, opposite. So you kind of need the 1 there for this, don't we? Since we have a minus. We don't need it here. This 1 minus 1, that's okay. 0 minus 1x is negative 1x. Bring your plus 1 down. Okay, what do we need? We have an x. What do we need to multiply by? By negative 1. We need that 1. Because that's all that it is, okay? Negative 1x. And then negative 1 times 1. That's negative 1. So we're going to have a remainder again. Because this doesn't match exactly. So put subtracting. Change the subtracting to adding. Opposite. So it cancels. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's a positive 2. So that would be plus just the 2 over x plus 1. Okay, let's do another one. Maybe I'll change pen colors when I'm changing the signs, where you'll see it a little bit clearer on this, changing it. Okay, let's do... Okay, this one in the book is written like this. divided by x to the third power minus 3. Okay, so this part goes under the division sign, right? We probably want to put in some terms that aren't there, right? We have the x to the 6, there's no x to the 5s. So let's put 0x to the 5, 0x to the 4. There's your x to the third, so we'll put plus 5x to the third. There's no x squares, there's no x's, and then there's your number, minus 24. Okay, that's divided by x cubed minus 3. Okay, so we need to multiply it by x cubed. We may not need all of those terms that we wrote in there, but they're there in case we need them. Okay, x cubed times x is or divided in 3 plus 3 is 6, right? So we have x cubed times x cubed is x to the 6th, and then minus 3x to the third power. Okay, maybe we didn't need those because this is an x to the third power. So we didn't need those after all. Minus 3x cubed. Okay, you're subtracting. Now I'm going to do it in red. Can you tell that's red? Not really? Oh shoot. I'm not going to change the color then. Okay. Adding the opposite and the opposite. That cancels. 5 plus 3 is 8x to the third power. So we probably won't need those either. So to get that, all we have to multiply is times the plus 8, right? Positive 8. Plus 8 times x cubed is 8x cubed. Positive 8 times negative 3. Negative 24, right?
Yes.
That's going to be exactly what that is. This one doesn't even have a remainder. Because when you subtract, add the opposite and the opposite, when you add both of these things, they cancel. So that one, as complicated as it looked, actually had an easier, more simple answer. Okay, and that's everything your homework's going to be. It's going to be the simple ones and then the ones like these. And it says to do all of 47 through, what, 53? Number 50 has to do with graphs, and we haven't done graphing, so you don't need to do number 50. Look at number 50. It says vertical lines and equations of the type whatever, or graphs of the type whatever. You don't have to do that. Okay, any questions before you start your homework? No?